Kaiju no Kami here with...
Sick. No, I'm Cruellica Kain. As you can tell from my really awesome voice, I'm recovering from a cold that he gave me.
It rage quit me and went to her 10 times stronger.
Oh my god, I know.
So she's got the rage quit cold. It's all like, ah! And I had a cold last week, which is why we didn't do Donbrothers episode 2 then.
But apparently, we can't wait that long. So we had to do it now.
Your voice was all fine until we started recording.
I know, because you took so damn long. I was like, come on, my voice is good.
Alright, anyway, we are here to talk about Donbrothers episodes 2 and 3.
So, I said this after we finished watching the episodes, but how come this feels more like an anniversary series than Zenkaiger did? Because we're actually getting fighting kind of like Zenkaiger-ish in a way, where they're actually having the Rangers appear in from different series suits, which they really didn't have in Zenkaiger.
Well, I don't mind that. I don't mind not just repeating Zenkaiger.
Well, no, I'm not saying repeat Zenkaiger. They're doing it in a creative way, though.
But so we've got episode 2, which starts off on the Pink Ranger. We learn about he's basically, what's his name in Ultraman Jeed? The guy that Zero takes over.
Oh, the normal guy?
Normal salaryman guy.
So we get introduced to him basically at the end of his Woe Is Me tale, where he gets his shoulder fixed
by Momotaro.
By Momotaro. But it's all of Momotaro's fault because he got the Pink Ranger power. His world went to shit, and it's like it went full circle.
He falls down the stairs. His bike gets stolen, so he gets late to work.
His coworker is a dick.
But then he goes out, he talks about how he got married 3 months. 3 months ago. And then they almost got hit by a truck.
But it was like...
Was that the Black Bear truck?
Actually, now that you say something, I think so.
I don't know, I'm just thinking now because it looked like a delivery truck.
It did look like a delivery truck.
I'm wondering if that was the Black Bear truck.
From episode 3. But I thought it was... So... He is definitely that, like, Jeed and then the Blue Ranger from Q Ranger. Or Kyurager, yes. Because he's that older person that is supposed to be like the mature member of the team.
But I liked when the sunglasses come up and it like is trying to get on and knocks his regular glasses off.
Yeah, it was like it was getting a battle with his face just because it wanted. But I loved the fact that he used his superpowers to save his wife. Kind of like a whole Peter Parker thing. His wife had her eyes closed the entire time. Never knows. But right when she said it was the power of love, I thought of that 80s song. And I was tempted to play it. Song? It's called By the Power of Love.
Okay, I don't know that one.
But I was so tempted to pull it up and play it, but I didn't want to get copyrighted for a one-hit wonder. But, actually, no, it's not a one-hit wonder. But anyways, so then we go back to the Yellow Ranger being our narrator still.
Who's now working at Not Kaito's shop.
Basically, Cafe Don Baru. Basically, Don Brother. And Non-Kaito is actually kind of really cool. Like, I liked Kaito. Don't get me wrong. I love Kaito. I thought Kaito's actor in Zenkaiger did a fantastic job, but him playing this kind of like really like not emphatic, I'm trying to think of the word, just doesn't give a nonchalant, yes, thank you, sorry, brain's not working.
So yeah, and then they have this guy who's in there like, I can't pay.
No, you have to... No, this was a moment that reminded me of Chrysalids Bloodborne. Because I could so see him saying this, that the money is the root of all evil, that...
Well, I was going to get there.
Oh, okay, then go.
No, but yeah, he's like, well, oh, you're the plagiarism girl. Well, I can't pay because money is evil and people get greedy over money, and so I'll paint a haiku. And not Kaito's like, fine. Okay, I'll do it. And he gives a haiku and then leaves.
I'm sorry though. Just because one of our really close friends is this mentality that money is evil, you can't go into a restaurant and expect that. I don't get it.
And then we have Taro is delivering a package to a dude who ends up getting chased by the cops.
Who we then come to find out is a ranger.
Well, we already knew that.
I know, but...
And yeah, so he leaves, and then Taro's co-worker, they're all eating lunch, and this one lady's like, how old am I? And everyone's like, oh, you look like you're 40. And he's like, you're 68.
He is also the worst rock, paper, scissors player. I think it's called Junkenpo.
Yes.
He is the worst player in the world because he announces what he's going to do before they do it. I don't get it. And then he wonders why he loses.
And then... So then the lady starts going crazy because she has the demon that's trying to make her look younger. So she's obsessed with trying to look younger. And starts like sucking in their souls. The
worst part about it for this poor woman is every time she looks younger, because we see 3 different actresses playing her. We have the 60-year-old actress, a 40-year-old actress, and a 20-year-old actress. Every time she asks Taro how old she is, he continuously says 68. Because apparently he's you. Because you would do that. Somebody could have like a facelift. They could do all this stuff. Make them look so young. And you... Okay, how old do I actually look?
41.
Because that's... I know you're probably saying it as a joke just because that's what he did. But you literally do that.
Yeah, why am I going... If I know someone's age, why am I going to pretend that there's something else?
I am not 41. I am 27.
Okay, sure. You're 41 with energy.
Well, it's better than being called stout.
But, so then she transforms into a monster, and one of the other villains shows up, and at first Yellow's all like, hey, Momotaro! And he just transforms and kicks her.
So, she's very abused every time she swears fealty to a Momoi Taro.
Boom.
So we find out that Blue...
And that, still though, her knee sliding action.
Oh, it's impressive. But, so we find out through online, not through the episodes. Well, actually, no, we do find out in the episode because they call each other name.
Yeah.
So, Blue is Sonoi. And then Brown is Sonoza.
Right. Sonoi and Sonoza.
And then, just for simplicity, because I want to get this out of my head before I forget, white is Sonona. So they're all Sono. So no, you didn't. Had to. Such a 90s thing. But...
Alright, so then we have the battle starts going on. Black shows up. Pink shows up. We have...
no, Pink shows up first. Pink flies over.
Yes, and then we have, from a viewpoint of a very, very low camera, coming behind Yellow...
And through her legs.
We have Black, who... Oh, like that scene when he's like standing on top of the grunt on the ground, but you can tell he's just floating over him. He's not even actually on the thing's body.
Well, so...
And our monster is based on Tokuger. Because the monsters of the week are going to be based on a series in this show, which is kind of a cool concept. The design for the train monster was weird.
I actually thought of Persona when I saw it, but, well, so I know we talked about in the first episode for Pink how there's got to be a legitimate Pink costume because we've seen waist-up shots.
There is.
And then for Black, there's got to be a legitimate full-size costume because we do see an edge of a helmet, like real helmet, not
there is,
and then a hand.
They use them in the stage shows.
Then
why are they CGIing them?
Yeah.
All I know is, okay, if this really is a virtual world like Silver Quill predicted, which these two episodes I kind of saw, like, oh my god, I could totally see that. They better mention, oh, is that why we look like we're really bad CGI?
Well, he did mention, the Black Ranger did mention, or I think it's Inu Brother, he mentioned that, that his appearance is not by choice.
Right.
So, obviously there's got to be some sort of method to the madness. But during the battle, he transforms into Ryusou Black, which he was very happy to be a regular-sized person. Well, that sounds terrible. Okay, he was happy to not be a CGI dog. And then Pink Ranger...
He was happy to not be Morgana in a costume.
Yes.
And then,
and then Pink Ranger's like, wait, you can do that? And then...
And I like, though, he's like, yeah, Ryusou Pink, wait, why do I have a skirt? Is this supposed to be a girl's costume?
And then he's like, wait, this actually works. I'm like... So I like that comment because when they did gender changes in Zenkaiger, just using that as an example because that was the last time we really got
They got rid of the skirts.
Exactly. So you had a gender flip, but you didn't have the exact same costume. So it was kind of funny to have that happen.
And the skirt was still there.
And the skirt was riding up because the one thing I really appreciated about it is they acted like it was really a man in a skirt versus when they tried to act very feminine. Because sometimes with the suit actors, they're not always women. I don't know if Mr. Pink still does suit acting, but I do know that they have female suit actors now.
But yeah, it was just funny watching them go around like, oh, this is a skirt, and then during our battle, the two villains leave, and Taro appears on his carry-along.
Well, I still like the fact that when he does his henshin, he henshins in the middle of the world, but somehow he has to make this big production out of it, which we'll get to in the next episode of...
Then we have the fight, and I did like when he went to do his sword attack.
Uh-huh.
The CGI was horrible when they're with those cranks and everything. But I like when the lights go out and you have all the colors flashing and you have that quick flash of all the Rangers just like whoosh, in that rainbow light doing their attack to finish off the monster.
Well, even though the CGI is horrible, the fact that they have to crank up a stand for the Red Ranger to do this most outlandish final attack, and she had no idea what's going on, because apparently Pink and Black, because obviously they don't know who each other are. I've come to that conclusion that they don't know.
No, we already...
Well, I know, but they truly don't know who each other are. But they've been, like, conditioned, Pink and Black, to be like, okay, we're doing a final attack, let's... And she's like, wait, why are we doing this? So
we have the final attack, monster grows, mech battle, which still didn't look too terrible.
Well, I think also because it's in a virtual world,
that's
so
why
we expect that.
It's not like a regular like miniature or something where it totally sticks out like it did in Zenkaiger. But then, so they defeat the monster. Black Kaito gets the Toku coin or gear, leaves.
Well, he doesn't leave. He's in the restaurant.
No, he was there transformed in the battle, and he goes.
I didn't see him.
Yeah,
I missed them.
And then.
Oh wait, no, I remember now. You're right.
Yeah, you're thinking of episode 3.
Yes.
And then. And then the episode ends. That's the best way to put it.
I still enjoyed the episode.
And then we have episode 3, which kicks off with Blue's origin story.
Oh my god.
Who is a jobless hobo that's not a hobo because he lives in a house that must have been paid for, that he inherited, because he doesn't have to pay a single bill.
And he's the professor, so everybody goes
to him for advice. And
then the guy who goes counting sheep for insomnia, and he tells him to say this one word. Well, this insane word that I know means something, I just don't know what.
Whatever that word was, I
think it's a scientific word.
Yeah, I understood that. I don't understand the word.
But he was also miming Saki because he is so insane. Once again, I think this is Cruellica in Sentai form.
He's so
not
bored.
The jobless hobo, because Cruellica actually has work, but still.
He's pretending he has sake because he can't actually afford to get sake.
No, I think he's that artsy, like, theater person. Like, if I think of it and I drink, I will be drunk from the experience. This is why I never took artistic classes. This is why I have multiple business degrees.
Then we've got Yellow Ranger hanging out with Momoi because, well, he comes to deliver her package.
She's a complete bitch to him.
And then her aunt's like, yeah, you need to do the dishes. So she says to Momoi, hey, you want to do the dishes? And the aunt is apparently a cop who is trying to track down a thief.
So she sees a stranger in her home. Obviously we didn't know a cop, but it made sense. But when you see a stranger in their home that's not supposed to be there, your reaction is, what are you doing here? And she literally arrests him in the episode. And he's like, wait, are you a police officer? Yes. So you find out that there's an evil delivery driver by the name of Black Bear. Obviously, Momoi is part of Polar Bear. I would say these naming conventions are weird, but seeing some of the weird names that companies have in Japan, I leave nothing to the imagination. So basically, we get to the next day, and Momoi and Haruka are in the cafe talking about everything going on. Oh, we did forget one thing from the last episode. The dad in the phone, but that was in episode 2, where he tells her to go to this intersection.
Oh, yes, because he drives by, he says Momoi's going to be at that intersection
he's the
3,
worst.
And she's looking at her phone as Momoi is driving past her.
Yeah, because he doesn't give very clear directions of what that means. But nevertheless, in episode 3, they're sitting there talking. She wants to search for Momoi Taro. He's trying to tell her he's Momoi Taro. She doesn't want to know names, so she's like, I'll just...
Because she gets creepy when he says we have formed a bond.
Which I will legitimately say is probably not the best phrasing for anything. She just calls him Polar Bear. He's looking for his badge. She wants to find Momoi Taro. He wants to find Black Bear. So they form an alliance. She then tells her boss, hey, I'm taking some time off. And Black Kaito's like, alright.
Cool.
Once again, he's just reading. He's not being productive at all.
And then...
And she's wearing a very ill-fitted outfit. Like, the hat is, like, gigantic.
Well, it's probably his outfit.
I know, but...
Yeah, so they're going around to deliver these packages, and the one package, the guy the 2 dudes try to take advantage of her, so Momoi comes in, gets knocked to the ground, and she's like, they're trying to attack her, and he goes all nuts on them, and knocks them out with a peanut each. And she thinks she's done it. Because
she keeps on moving around, and every time they fall, she's making this move like she would have hit them, but she really didn't.
And then, so they go around, then they discover when they take her home, and Black Bear has taken all the lights from her home.
And I can't remember who mentions it, but somebody mentions about the delivery driver might be a disgruntled driver. Because everybody treated delivery drivers
wasn't that the Blue Ranger? Wasn't it when they were talking to Blue?
Oh, yes.
Because they were talking about that his lights were stolen, and she's like, oh, I remember you. You're from the restaurant.
And he just ignores her.
And yeah, doesn't he say something about, well, maybe these drivers, or it was a driver who, he's an actual driver, but he's been disgruntled because of the way he's treated.
And then she sees like a flashback to even how she treated Momoi and how a whole bunch of other people treated Momoi, and it made me actually kind of feel really bad.
Well, no, I like when she's like, I'm guilty.
And I'm like, a lot of people, even in the real world, not just television, treat delivery people like second class citizens when they're just doing their job.
Oh my god.
And so not to say that there aren't craptastic delivery drivers out there, but to steal lights and light fixtures and to leave electrical cords out in the open.
But yeah, so she comes home, finds the lights off, finds Momoi's badge on the floor, and is like, are you kidding me?
Oh, I know. She knew it, she just didn't want to know it. Because she said, even from the first episode and the second episode, he can't be Momoi Taro. Because she knows it is, but she refuses. So then we get to the most epic Toy Story version of a chase scene ever. So basically, she asks Momoi, can you go faster when they find the driver so they can catch up to him? He's like, I can't. We have fragile boxes. But take the wheel. What do you mean? So he brings out...
Well, hold on. No, you're missing one part, though. She's like, how do you know that's Black Bear? Well, that was the same truck that was in front of your place yesterday. I could tell because the packages are still in the back, so he clearly hasn't done deliveries, and they're not even packed well to actually have be deliveries. And it's like, you must not see how Amazon ships packages in America, because that looks like a normal delivery truck here.
Well, not
with the way they're packed.
You never know. Some of our viewers might be Amazon workers, so we don't blame you.
Never said we did. I'm just saying that's
But
what...
anyway, so we get this car chase. Well,
he uses the Toku gear to turn into a mech version. Oh, we forgot to talk about that in the second episode.
altar, yeah.
Where he can put his mind into a mini version of a mech.
Oh my god, we did forget to talk about the fact that he nearly strangled her in the second episode. Because when she's carrying his body...
Oh, yeah.
and he goes back into his body and is like, stop, and grabs her like in a chokehold. Oh my god.
Well, because he was taking out the monster.
Yes, but that...
But yeah, so he can go into this small robot body, which he kind of kicked the ass of Susanoo
Sonoi and Sonoza.
Yeah, Sonoi and Sonoza. Sonoi?
Sonoi and Sonoza.
Okay. And then, so here he goes into the little mech and combines with a Toku train thing and plays Toy Story.
That's all I could think of the entire time was Toy Story. I thought of Buzz and Woody chasing after the truck to get to the toys.
Oh, for the moving van, right?
Yes.
From the end of the movie?
Yes. That's all I thought of was Toy Story. So he basically cuts the tire. He's under the car at first, and I was like, please don't cut the brake
I thought he
line.
was going to, bounce the car in the air.
But anyway, so the car nicely crashes.
He doesn't cut the brake line. He just destroys the tire, which is just as bad.
I know, but it safely crashes into a bunch of boxes that were appropriately placed there. So it was a good thing. So then, obviously, Black Bear transforms into a Lupin monster. And so Momoi, once again ballsy, transforms.
And he just disappears.
And she's like, wait, why? Because you have the Anonis there. That's what they're called, the Anonis.
Anonis?
Anoni.
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 Anoni. The grunts, they're called Anonis.
Oni?
Oh.
Anoni?
Hold on, where is it?
Anoni?
Give me a second. This is amazing, isn't it?
Anoni.
Where was it?
Okay, anyway.
Oh, damn it! Oh, yes, there. Anoni.
Anoni or Anoni? Anoni or Anoni?
Anoni.
Or Anoni?
Anoni. In Japanese, it would be pronounced Anoni. Anoni.
Yes, or it could be Anoni.
I understand it can be Anoni, but...
I know, I'm just thinking, that depending how they put it...
Yes, but anyways, so she's surrounded by all of these, so she transforms... so she can at least protect herself. And then he comes riding on his bike, and she's like, how does he still make a weird entrance, but he doesn't have the song and dance people? And she says that, and I'm like, I thought the same thing.
We also did forget when the girl version, the girl one, Sunona, goes up to Black Bear dude and all flirts with him and everything to get him to steal more packages. And then we have
more lights.
So we have the fight going on. Blue shows up, Blue, Pink, and Black show up. Blue does his little ape ass attack thing.
Well, apparently it's a Japanese monkey. He said what the name was. I can't remember. It starts with an M, but...
Well, monkey
No, the Japanese type of monkey.
I know. I'm just saying. Monkey starts with an M. Wow.
I know monkey starts with the letter.
But, yeah, so they are fighting, and then yellow, blue, and pink?
Pink, yes.
Turn into the Tokugers for a quick moment. And then Taro does the big attack where they're all cranking him up, which is again cool with the rainbow thing. But then Sunona shows up and blows the monster up because she's bored with him.
Well, okay, so it's called a Japanese Makakyu.
Makakyu. Sure.
But no, what I really liked about the final attack...
My cock?
I'm going with Makakyu.
My cock.
Anyways. I really liked when they go to do the final attack, and he goes in to do the final hit, and she blocks it with her sword.
Yeah.
And canceling everything out, and then she kills the Black Bear. And then they get to a fight.
Well, we see Black Bear get sent to this like square or cube.
So I actually thought of Superman. Remember when
the Phantom Zone?
Yes, when the villains got like in that glass. I kind of thought of that and if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is a Christopher Reeves movie from the 80s.
78.
Was it?
78.
Was it 78?
Yeah, the original Superman was 78.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought it was in the early 80s.
No. The sequels were in the 80s.
Well, I know the sequels were in the 80s because have you not seen the sequels? They're crazy. He reverses time by flying around the world.
Well, he did that in the original.
I thought you did that in the second one.
Well, he does it in the Donner's cut of the second one as well. But second one had the power kiss, the amnesia kiss.
Oh yes, that's what I was thinking.
In the theatrical cut. Never saw the third one.
I've seen
and
all.
And then the fourth one, we don't talk about the fourth one.
I've seen them all.
But yeah, so then she kills the Lupin dude, and the Lupin Ranger gear falls as Kaito's in his restaurant reading, and it just falls. He's like, well, that was unexpected.
And there was no mech battle.
I know, that was actually... I think it's because they used all their budget on the Toy Story scene. But yeah, it was cool to not have an actual mech battle in an episode. Like, I was like, oh my god, are we really not going to get a mech battle? Wow.
I did like the fight between Sonona and Momotaro. Because I really liked the choreography. I actually liked how she also used her chest armor as a weapon. Because she used that when she was pushing at him. Like, the whole choreography of the fight was really nice. Then we get the I swear fealty to you.
And he kicks Yellow.
I'm like...
Because this is after Sonona has left.
Because he's probably still pissed off.
Because she's all like, ooh, I want to know what you look like out of costume. And then, Haruka swears fealty and
finally to the right person.
And he just kicks her.
And he kicks her. Just like Sonoi.
She does the knee slide.
No, she doesn't.
Didn't she? I thought
she didn't.
Oh, no.
She just nicely walked over to him.
That was the previous episode,
She stood on one side and said, Momoi Taro. And then on the other side, I swear fealty. He kicked and she kneels down. He kicks her just like Sonoi and Sunoza does. Both with like that slide kick. And then he goes over to the rest of them and starts fighting with all of them. Because he's a 5-year-old man-child. We have a married man. We have a thief. Oh, I'm assuming... Well, no, we have a criminal. We don't know what his crime is.
Well, it's probably just like Yellow being plagiarized. It's all fake.
Well, I kind of feel... From what I'm gathering, the moment they get the glasses, the world turns to shit. And then once... Because
it's whoever's programming it turns... I'm just trying to get them to...
And it's not until they get something nice done by Momoi that their world turns a little bit better.
And then the episode ends. Which was kind of like... Okay.
But it was actually kind of nice, because we did... Like you said, we didn't get a mech battle, so that was actually kind of refreshing. It was a very... Even though we haven't got like a full story, I feel like it's taken its time to introduce all the characters.
I like that I like this way better than Zenkaiger already.
Well, even though Zenkaiger introduced one new character...
This also has... Right now, there's also the whole mystery of what is going on with this world.
Well, and so we have what's going on with the world. Are we really being in the world invaded by these weird aliens? Who are these three? Because compared to Zenkaiger, we already have three villains where we have we have some sort of an idea. One, Sonoi, Blue, he does not like greed. I don't know about Sonoza yet, just except for the fact that he is where he wears brown. And then Sonona, she has this attraction towards the evils of the world. So it's going to be curious how these three encompass the villains, if they're even part of the villains, because that's the other thing. We don't know if these are like just kind of like Hurricaneger when we had the, what were they called? The two other rangers.
Oh, the Go Risers?
The Go Risers. Because you had the Hurricanegers and the Go Risers. The Go Risers weren't good
At first.
And
it was like 16 episodes before they actually joined up.
And even then, they were still kind of on the edge. They weren't like full partnership for a while. And so, not that I expect that's going to happen here, but can I also say I like these three villains, even in these three episodes, more so than I like the trio of villains from Trigger?
Well, obviously.
Well, I understand.
These dark giants are way better than those dark giants.
Exactly.
And they're not even dark giants.
No! These dark giants would have been much more preferred.
These three have already had more personality.
And more to...
Like, actually, even Sonona, she's had more personality in this one episode than Carmilla did in all of Trigger.
Well, I also feel like these three, all 8 of these characters, actually 9 with Black Kaito, even though we don't know enough about like a full story, I still feel like I know something about every single one of these characters. Like there is, even with Black Ranger just being introduced, I have like, okay, he's a criminal. I need to know more. But I still have a defining feature for every single one of these characters that I can say, oh, it's that type of person. And you can definitely tell, even having the same actor, so having Kaito from Zenkaiger and Kaito from here, you can tell his acting capabilities because he's had 2 different writers now. And he is playing off of what those writers are directing him to do.
That and, okay, so also I will say, so 3 episodes in, you can tell this is an Inoue series. It has all of his tropes, and so far he's doing a good job. I'm intrigued by what's going on.
So I guess here's the question, because when we originally talked about the show, I don't think we talked about it on camera, we're going to give episode 3 as a stopping point if we did not want to continue. Would you
I want to continue. I liked these 2 episodes we watched.
Well, Inoue...
And I think watching them back to back also helped.
Well, exactly.
But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far outside of the CGI.
Okay, the CGI, just be strong. Inoue probably has a purpose for it. What's the worst series that Inoue has done outside of Hibiki?
His Hibiki section. Go Raigan.
Okay, outside of Go Raigan.
Well, you can't keep...
Okay, alright, Go Raigan doesn't exist. I'm just going to put that out there. Go Raigan was an acid fever dream. Even though you don't take drugs, it was an acid fever dream. Of traditional Toku, excluding Hibiki.
So between Jetman, Agito, Fies, and Kiba.
Oh, he did Fies?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Why do you think we have the love triangle between Mari, Takumi, and Kaiza, and between Kaito, Yuka, and Kaido?
I didn't know he did
Keitaro. Keitaro, Kaido, Yuka. Yeah.
No. Okay. I like Fies, don't get me wrong.
I would say, well, between those four...
Except for Kaiza, who I still believe got exactly what he deserved.
Well, Kaiza had a point.
Prove me wrong, Kaiza got what he deserved.
But no, between those four, I would say Fies is the weakest of the four, because the ending is so shitty.
But if you think about it, if that's the weakest of the four, that's still not bad.
But we'll see where this goes. So far, I'm intrigued. I like the concept of the Monsters of the Week being based on Sentai teams, which is what it should have been last year with the Sentai Worlds.
Yeah, but apparently...
Which I'm still wondering, though. What was the point of even showing the Sentai Worlds being taken over if they weren't going to do anything with them?
I actually wonder if somehow the reason why Kaito is still in this series... Because if you think about it, at the end of Zenkaiger, he was going off. Yes, the others were going with him, but he was going off to explore other worlds. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I have two theories. One, Kaito veered off from them because of whatever, and is in this world trying to recover all of the gears. The other thought I have, which I think is what you probably have, is that this is God Kaito actually having a purpose.
Having relevancy for once.
And collecting all the worlds to probably either fix something he did or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's most likely going to be God Kaito, because if this turned out to not be God Kaito or Kaito, the only reason I'm a little concerned about...
Kaito?
It could be a third Kaito. The only reason I'm thinking that could be a possibility as well is when he's reading the manga book in episode 2, and he's like, did you really plagiarize this? And she puts her hand, is like, full power nonstop. And he looks at her like, what? So that's why I'm like, well, even God Kaito would know what full power Zenkai...
Depends. He could just be messing with her.
That's true. Well, what do you think it is? God Kaito?
I think it's God Kaito.
And if you don't know what we're talking about with God Kaito, just watch our episode review
of the finale.
That's all you need to watch. You don't need to watch Zenkaiger if you're not into it. But even with the bad CGI here, the CGI is still better than Zenkaiger. Well, for the battles at least.
For the mech battles, maybe. But not the pink and black.
Oh, no, pink and black are totally...
Like that one scene when black was like in front of yellow, he didn't even look... Like...
But I saw kind of shadows.
Yeah, they didn't match where the other Rangers were. And then I still saw some of the clipping on pink.
Well, maybe they got interns. Maybe this is their first opportunity to learn how to do CGI for public television. You gotta start somewhere. It's intern season everywhere. Why not take advantage of it?
Anyway, so I did like these episodes. It's still weird not having an ending theme.
I have to admit, the theme song is growing on me to the point where I love it. Because I like the don 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 don, because it really does sound like they're beating on a drum. Don 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 don.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's the point.
Oh, is it?
Anyway, so
I'm sick, so if I act like a dumb blonde, it's because
You are a dumb blonde.
Yes, this is all dye.
Anyway, what did you guys think of episodes 2 and 3 of Donbrothers? Do you like better than Zenkaiger, or are you like, Zenkaiger was better? Or are you like, yep, this is way better than Zenkaiger because Zenkaiger stinks? Let us know.
Zenkaiger didn't stink.
Subscribe. The bell notification,
It was Seinfeld.
whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support the channel. You can support the channel at Kaiju no Kami at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, Discord. And the website is creativitybydesignllc.com. And you can put /shop to buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise. Just not on your phone, because apparently the link isn't working well on the cell phone. So there's a link in the description below you can click on if you need to. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye!